How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome! Today we have a quick, well maybe quick, channel update. We have a lot of stuff to share with you. I'm going to share with you how to get some really sweet promo cards from me. You might have seen them around the Flesh and Blood, sphere. A lot of content creators are getting like these packages that have these promo cards. I'm going to tell you how to get yours from me. I'm also going to tell you about some upcoming things I have, my plans with all of the calling events, and just a bunch of stuff, We're also going to talk about MetaZoo. We're going to talk about my Playmats, which I have a lot of Playmats coming. They're really, really rad. I have so much coming. We're going to talk about my online store that I'm doing. I've been working so hard behind the scenes to set up a bunch of stuff and just kind of like get my channel to the next level. As we approach 10,000 subscribers, we're at 8,000 right now. I'm doing a lot of work to push the channel to the next step and get to that next level and to up the professionality of the channel in terms of like appearance and options and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing today. I do want to mention before we get started with anything that I am sponsored by Channel Fireball. So if you're looking to pick up anything, Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, especially Flesh and Blood, MetaZoo, Pokemon, you can use my affiliate code ROGUE at checkout on Channel Fireball, and it goes and supports me, and it helps me keep doing all of this stuff. It literally helps pay for my groceries and to keep these lights on and all that kind of stuff. So I greatly appreciate it. So if you're looking to pick up some cards, go do that. I also have a couple other affiliate links in the description down below of various like Flesh and Blood online stores like Fab Foundry and Red Rag Games. So definitely check that all out. I wanted to get that out of the way because I really appreciate those guys sponsoring me and helping me do this full time. Because if you didn't watch my previous milestone video, Red Zone Rogue is now full time. This is now my full time job with a combination of my patrons, YouTube ad revenue, which is like not very much at all, and then like Channel Fireball. So I think the things that I want to talk about first are the free promos. Let's talk about the free promos. So I think that's what you probably care about the most. How do you get these free promos? So I have them all back here. So what are they? They are foil extended art Herald of Protection cards. And I got like 60 of each of these things, of each pitch type. So, oh my God, getting focused, man. All right, so what am I gonna do with these? I am giving these to my patrons. The whole point of these were to help promote your channel and help grow your channel and make it more like sustainable and that kind of stuff. And instead of just giving these away to like, as like subscriber milestone or whatever, I figured it'd make a lot of sense to give these away to the folks who are supporting me over on Patreon, because I appreciate it so much. And I'm always thinking of ways to give my patrons more value. I want them to have more value. We already have a community Discord where we talk about a lot of stuff over there. A lot of Flesh and Blood, but also we talk about MetaZoo, new games that I'm interested in. And we're going to talk about one of those new games in this video. I didn't even mention that at the start. We're going to talk about Sorcery today, which is a brilliant new game. I'm so excited to talk about it. I've been playtesting it and giving feedback, like direct feedback to the creator of the game. And he's already been implementing things and adding things to the rules and all that kind of stuff. Super excited to talk about Sorcery. I first showed it to my patrons like a week or so ago. So for my patrons, I do a lot of stuff over there. One of the things is give them really cool stuff for free, like these promos, and like I did for MetaZoo too. When MetaZoo First Edition came out, all of my patrons got a free booster pack of First Edition, like literally for free. If they wanted one, they got it. All they had to do was say they wanted it, and I added it into their patron rewards. So how do you get one of these now as a patron? So all of my current patrons, they all get one of each of these for free, period. Doesn't matter their tier, doesn't matter if they give me $3, doesn't matter if they give me $30. All of them, all the patrons are getting one of each of these. Who want one? If you are a new patron, any new patrons at the $10 card tier or higher, the first time you get your patron rewards, you will get one of each of these while supplies last. And I believe I have about 15 to 20 left over of each. I haven't shipped them out yet, as you can see. I am keeping one set for myself, just to have for myself. As kind of like a little souvenir. But all the rest are going to patrons. So About 40 of these are already going to patrons, and then the other like 15 to 20 will go to new patrons. So $10 tier or higher, any tier that ships you something, you will get one of each of these in your first patron rewards. So that's what we're doing with these, just as a thank you. Thank you for the support. So that's what these are doing. I also want to talk about the Red Zone Rogue online store. I already own the domain, redzonerogue.com, and I am currently looking to build an online store. Long story short, I had one built in the frameworks for it, but it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to be trying other options. And once I do, I want to have my playmats and maybe some Red Zone Rogue drip on the store. I'm not sure about the clothing designs, but I have 4 or 5 playmats in the works. One of the art is already done, and I will be submitting it to the printers very soon. This is a very interesting thing for me because I actually made a Red Zone Rogue playmat a long time ago, but not with custom art. This is my first Red Zone Rogue playmat, and if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you will recognize this because this was in a lot of early Force of Will videos. Check this out. Look at that. It has the old Red Zone Rogue logo on the bottom. Look at that. Look how old that is. So I want to have playmats for not everyone's. If you like a game on my channel that I normally cover, I want to have a playmat for you. That's basically where it is. Because Red Zone Rogue, we mostly talk about Flesh and Blood, but I also talk about MetaZoo. I also talk about WeCross. I also talk about, it's going to be Sorcery. Sorcery is going to be a main one. We'll get to Sorcery in a little bit. But I want to have options for you. So if you like the waifus, if you like the anime style art, I want a playmat for you. If you don't, I want a playmat for you. If you like MetaZoo, I want a playmat for you. So no matter what game you play, if you are a fan of the channel, you can rep Red Zone Rogue with the game that you play. So, as I fix my mustache. So, I've already announced that I have an official MetaZoo playmat. I'm here to officially announce the artist, Poncho. Poncho is doing the art for the Red Zone Rogue MetaZoo playmat. It is like 50 or 60% done. Poncho is a super busy guy, but I've seen the main bulk of it, the characters, just needs to finish the background, and it looks freaking awesome. I've also spoiled a little bit of it on my Patreon. Once again, man, patrons get a lot of extra stuff. They get a lot of like previews and behind the scenes work. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. That playmat I'm probably going to print a lot more than the others. None of these are going to be limited, by the way. I want fans to have the option to get these if you're a fan, period, right? There might be some like bottlenecking because I'm not going to be ordering a lot because I'm not a rich dude. I'm probably going to be ordering maybe like 100 of the MetaZoo mats and then maybe 50 of each of the other ones just to see how they go. So yeah, so anyway, so MetaZoo playmat made by Poncho. The second playmat is going to be called Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. And this is a playmat that I've been working on for almost a year now with the official Red Zone Rogue artist, Lizzie. She lives local to me here in Portland, Oregon, and it looks really cool. It's going to be in her art style, so like the Red Zone Rogue avatar. It's going to be in like a cartoony art style. Not exactly anime style, but not exactly like realistic. It's like a cartoony style, and there's a lot of references to Flesh and Blood in this pick. Like there's like a tunic, and then there's like references to my spoiler cards, and then there's a Red Zone Rogue character and a new character and references to my D&D campaign, which is really small in the background. There's a ton of references in it, and this one will have the Flesh and Blood, the layouts. It will have the Flesh and Blood zones, right? I might make another version with no Flesh and Blood zones, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do 25 of each. I don't know. We'll see. So that's the second playmat. I'm going to have 2 other playmats that have Katsumi Kadako, the new Red Zone Rogue character. Like I said, I'm kind of like expanding out, branding a little bit more. I've been thinking a lot about this. And so we have the male character who I'm probably just going to call the Rogue. And he's going to probably change a little bit. I don't want him to look exactly like me because if I decide to shave my mustache or grow beard out, I don't want it to look super different than the character. So I'm going to be redesigning him actually. But that's a thing we're working on in the future. I want to make him like just really sleek and cool looking, but he's still gonna look mischievous. I can say it right. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna have 2 playmats featuring Katsumi Kadako. One of them is already done, and it is called Midnight Duel with Katsumi, and it's kind of got like this cute, almost watercolor anime style. It's very, very like family friendly and cute. So if you play like Pokemon, if you play MetaZoo, and you play with your kids and you don't want any like too lewd or too gory kind of stuff, this will be a good one for you. I think it's really cool looking too, and I'm gonna obviously feature all these on the channel. This is gonna be the first playmat that we get done. Maybe I'll show a little bit of sneak peek stuff as we talk about them. I'm gonna do another one that is called probably just Mischievous Katsumi, and this one's a little bit more lewd. This one's a little bit more lewd. This one's a little bit more for the people who like Wii Cross. It's not super lewd, but she's showing some thigh. Like, it's not, you'll see. I think some people who are like cultured might really like this one. So that one's still in the works. I've seen the sketch and holy crap, it looks so good. Maybe I'll show a little piece of the sketch. I'll show her face. And then the final playmat that I'm working on is, I reached out to a Flesh and Blood artist recently. I haven't heard back much from him yet, but my idea for this one is called Against All Odds, and it's going to be with a Flesh and Blood artist. It's going to have the rogue character and Katsumi in the Flesh and Blood style, with nothing like that's trademarked or anything, but just they look like they would fit in the Flesh and Blood world, with armor that looks like it would be in Flesh, like in a Wraith, and then or clothing that's in Wraith. I still don't know what classes I want them to be. Katsumi's probably going to be like an illusionist or a wizard or something, and then the rogue character is probably just going to be like a rogue or something. I'm not sure. But in any case, they're going to be surrounded by enemies, and it's going to just be against all odds. And this is going to be a very Flesh and Blood kind of style, very realistic style. So if you don't like the cartoony styles of the other mats, this will be the one for you. It will have Flesh and Blood zones. Definitely marketing it towards Flesh and Blood players. So we're gonna have all those mats. I believe there was 5 total, if I can do the math right. And they will all be on the store eventually. Price-wise, they'll probably all be around 35 to 40 bucks. The MetaZoo mat might be a little bit more because it is an officially licensed product by MetaZoo. So I'm gonna charge a little bit more for licensing fees and that kind of stuff, just to help with the costs, just to balance things out a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, I'll be earning the same amount. It'll just be a little bit more expensive because it's an official product. So yeah, those are my plans with the playmats, and then those will go all on the online store. I will give patrons first dibs at the first print runs of all of these. Patrons will also have the option, if they want, I don't know why people want, but I do know why, but like, if you want, for whatever reason, if you're a patron, I will also sign the mat. And I think my signature is kind of cool. It's very swoopy looking. So if you want that, that's for patrons, right? So that's all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about Sorcery, right? I really want to talk about Sorcery. Sorcery is an upcoming card game from New Zealand, made by Eric Olafsson. And that name might not ring a bell, but for some people it might, because Eric Olafsson owns a percentage of Grinding Gear Games. And you might be like, Grinding Gear Games, that sounds familiar. Grinding Gear Games makes Path of Exile. Eric Olafsson is the creative director for Path of Exile. So Path of Exile and Grinding Gear Games have no relation to this game, right? Just the creative director for Path of Exile is making a brand new game on his own time. But the talent is still there, and it's still obvious, man. It still has this pedigree and this just excellent quality. It is a grid-based game where you move around your cards on a board, kind of like Genesis, but you also make sites and landscapes and bases on the board as you expand your territory. It's super cool. I love it. I played it with my partner Robin, and she also had a good time. We lost track of time. We spent like 4 hours playing it. We didn't even realize. We're like, holy crap, we need to eat. It's a ton of fun. It's a little rough, but I freaking love the mechanics. I love the flavor. I love the art. I love everything about this game. It is currently in testing phase, right? It's not even Kickstarter yet. They hope to have a Kickstarter by the end of the year, and I'm going to do everything in my power to help them get ready for that Kickstarter, because I love this game. I love this game. Maybe in the future, maybe I can get a playmat for this game made. You really need a playmat because the zones really matter. There's about 20 zones. It's a 5x4, 4x5. the zones really matter because, like I said, you build sites on them. Sometimes you roll dice to pick random zones. There's area of effects that hit multiple squares. The art is done by classic Magic the Gathering artists like Liz Danforth, Melissa Benson, and Drew Tucker. Dude, the art is so freaking good. The art is what got me in the game. By the way, here's a pro tip. It's getting sweaty in here. If you are watching this video and you are a game designer and you want me to cover your game, it's pretty easy. I don't charge you a lot of money or anything. If your game looks really cool and you send it to me, I will probably make a video on it because I love card games. And Sorcery in particular, I think is truly special. If you saw my community post on it, I think it's really, really special. So don't sleep on Sorcery. I will have a full video on it going over mechanics, cards, everything in the next week or two. But I want to make sure I'm ready for the video. I want to play more. There's 4 decks, each of them representing the elements. They're the 4 standard elements. Think of them like the Avatar, the Last Airbender elements. You got wind, water, earth, and fire. And the game is just an absolute blast. It uses some mechanics sort of from Magic, but not really. Not really at all, honestly. There are site cards that are like your lands, but you don't play them and then like tap them. They don't just arbitrarily sit around. You literally have them on the field and you go to them. They do produce resources, but they're also in a separate deck too. And you can choose to draw from that deck with your avatar. So you have like an avatar character that moves around, and the goal of the game is to kill your opponent's avatar. Anyway, it's really cool. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to go hard on this game on their Kickstarter because I really believe in it, and not for monetary reasons. I just love the game and I want to play it a lot. And so even if the game, say the Kickstarter is successful and the cards don't explode, they're not the next MetaZoo or whatever, I don't care at all. I mean, I do kind of care. I want them to be successful because I really freaking love the game and I want other people to play it, but that's not the point. Like, if my cards are not worth anything, I don't care because I love the game. I've not felt this way since I did about Flesh and Blood, the first time I played Flesh and Blood. I think it's going to be really big. So yeah, don't sleep on Sorcery. I think it's going to be massive. So yeah, that's Sorcery. And so the last couple things I want to talk about, this is getting way longer than I thought. The last couple things I want to talk about just have to do with like my plans. So right now it's really busy. I'm really, really busy. So today we have the Battle for Aria live stream event. We're going to have the spoilers from that event coming up, shortly afterwards, depending on if I win or not. We then are going to have my official spoiler card. I don't know if I can say this, but it's an early one. I already know when I'm getting it. I don't know what it is, but it's early on. And then shortly after that, we have the Calling Las Vegas on the 10th to the 12th of September. And if you didn't know, I will be in the booth doing commentary for this event. I will also be in the booth doing commentary for most of the other events this year. I wanted to do all 4, but I don't think I can do all 4. I don't think I can make it to Cincinnati because it is so freaking close to the Dallas-Fort Worth event and my birthday. My birthday is on October 20th. And I think the Dallas-Fort Worth event gets done on the 17th, and the Cincinnati event starts on like the 22nd or something. It's super close, and I would have like no time to relax or to celebrate or do anything. So I think I just might not go to the Cincinnati one, but I will be going to the Orlando event as well, doing commentary, assuming my commentary doesn't suck, by the way. This is assuming I do well with the commentary in Vegas. So if you want to go to Vegas, if you want to say hi to me, please do so, and any of the other events that I mentioned as well. And so we're going to cap this off with content. What kind of content can you expect to see on Red Zone Road going forward? Well, a lot of Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is my favorite card game, so we're going to continue to talk about Flesh and Blood. I do consider this a mostly Flesh and Blood channel, so mostly Flesh and Blood, but I like to cover a lot of different stuff. I love card games, so we're going to sprinkle some other ones in. You'll still see MetaZoo content every now and then, but it's not going to be a ton. It's not going to be like every week, though. First edition just came out, so we'll probably see a few more MetaZoo videos over the next couple weeks. And then once the next set comes out, probably the same kind of thing. Maybe 5 to 6, 7 videos every new set or something like that. Sorcery. You're going to see a lot of Sorcery updates on this channel. I love this game. If it comes out and it's successful and it's as good as I think it is right now, I'm gonna talk about it a lot because I freaking love the game. That's just flat out. It's just gonna be a thing. Genesis, we'll probably cover Genesis, every new set that comes out every now and then. Looking around, what else do we have over here? I do have some Vanguard stuff. I already recorded a Vanguard video, but I never put it out. And I have some new booster boxes of that. I might do some Vanguard stuff. Magic, probably not. Probably not. And there, am I forgetting any other game? Force of Will, I'll probably do like maybe 1 or 2 video every new set for Force of Will. So basically the gist of this is mostly Flesh and Blood with some sprinkling of other games that I think are cool. As new games come out and I get excited about them, I will share them with you as well. Think of this as a Flesh and Blood plus variety channel. I think that's what Red Zone Rogue has always been, and I think it's one of my best strengths, is just to showcase a lot of card games to the folks out there. Oh, WeCross, dude, duh, WeCross. WeCross, later this year, English release. I'm going to be covering that heavily. I've played the game. The game plays fantastic. The lead designer for it is Shota Yasuka, a Magic the Gathering Hall of Famer, like a pro Hall of Famer. So it's good. The game is really good. It plays really well. It's very anime style, but that's why I wanted to have like an anime style playmat for people who are into that kind of stuff. So if you play WeCross, you can have your WeCross playmat. If you play MetaZoo, you can have your MetaZoo playmat. And if you play Flesh and Blood, you can have your Flesh and Blood playmat. I think WeCross will probably be maybe around the same consistency as MetaZoo, probably. So maybe like 5 to 6 new WeCross videos every single new set or something like that. And then so that's it for the content. The final thing I want to talk about is the second channel. We now have a second channel. Red Zone Japan is what it's called right now. I do have links to it probably in the description of this video, but also just on the channel in general. I think it's just featured on the channel. There, I'm going to be covering basically every Japanese thing that I like outside of English cards, right? So what I mean is that if I do WeCross in Japanese, it'll probably be on that channel, unless that set will be printed in English, if that makes any sense, to kind of give everyone a preview for what they can expect for the English releases. So that also means like Zillions of Enemy X will only be on the second channel, and then like all these anime figures, I'm going to be opening up all my new anime figures, also on that second channel. My thoughts on the new anime seasons, second channel. Manga, second channel. All of the anime stuff that I like, second channel, unless it's an English print card game. So that's what that stuff is. Maybe like 1 video a week for that channel. It's a very small side project of mine, but it's like gaining subs, even though I've only put 3 videos on it. You should go sub to that channel. I want to get it to 1,000. If you like anime at all, go sub to that channel. You also see a lot more of Katsumi Kadako, the second Red Zone Rogue character. She's going to be featured on that channel a lot more, but she'll be featured on this channel too in like WeCross videos and stuff. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this rambling about the channel, the future, everything I have going, as I start to just sweat from the LED lights that I need to really, or not the non-LED lights that I have in this room. I need to really replace them because it's so hot. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you to all the new patrons that might possibly join after watching this video. We have a great community, great Discord, and just thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, ringing that bell. It all means the world to me. The road to 10K, we're getting there, man. It's less than 2,000 now. It's less than 2,000, man. We're getting there. And the giveaway for 10,000 is going to be spice, real spice. So just look forward to that. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time.